Welcome everyone. In this session, let us learn about signal flow graph as applicable to the control system. So the signal flow graph is the one where we used to represent the control system graphically, and it was developed by S.J. Mason. So the short form of signal flow graph is SFG. So this signal flow graph, as the name indicates, graph, it is a diagram which represents a set of simultaneous differential equations. So if we consider a system, we can have a set of differential equations which relates the input and output relationship of the components which are present. So that differential equations, if we apply Laplace transform and convert into S domain, again we get the same set of differential equations but in terms of S domain. That equations, if we represent pictorially, it becomes a signal flow graph. So it is nothing but used to model the direction of the signal flow in a system. So we have two approaches, one is block diagram approach and the other one is signal flow graph. So out of these two, signal flow graph is easier because we have a rule, or we have a formula which is called as Mason's gain formula, which can using that formula we can determine the overall gain of the system very easily as compared to the block diagram approach. So this particular signal flow graph, it indicates the flow of signals from one point of the system to another, and it gives the relationship among the signals which is present. So it consists of a network in which you will have nodes, and the nodes will be interconnected by branches. Okay, and each node, it represents a system variable, and each branch which is connected between the two nodes, it acts as a signal multiplier. So each branch will have a gain, and when the signal passes through a branch, it gets multiplied by the gain of the branch. And we should always remember that the signal flows in only one direction. So the direction of the signal flow is indicated by an arrow which will be placed on the branch, and the gain, that is a multiplication factor, which will be indicated along the branch. So next we'll see considering an example, what is node and what is a branch, what is the directed branch, everything. And before we go to an example, we should know few of the terms which are related to the SFG or signal flow graph. So we have many terminologies which are associated with the signal flow graph. First is node, branch, gain, input or the source, output or the sinks, path, path gain, forward path, and we have a feedback path, loop gain, non-touching loops also. So first one is a node. A node is nothing but a point which represents a variable or a signal. Next is branch. Branch is actually a directed line which joins two nodes. So the arrow on the branch, it indicates the direction of the signal flow, and the gain of the branch is nothing but the transmittance. So the gain, what is gain? The gain is nothing but the multiplication factor, so which is indicated on the branch. This gain is otherwise known as the transmittance. So it is the gain which is acquired when the signal passes from one point to the another point. So the input node or the source, so input node or the source, it will have only outgoing branches. Okay, a node which has only outgoing branches, we call it as input node or source. Then what is output node or sink? It is a node which has only incoming branches. Sometimes we have a mixed node. Mixed node means that node has both incoming as well as outgoing branches. Next is a path. What is a path? So in general we know what is meant by a path. It is nothing but a route. So this a path is nothing but a traversal of connected branches in the direction of the branch arrows. So we have a path gain. Path gain is the gain along the path. Okay, so whatever path we consider from one point to the other, the gain of that particular path is the path gain. Sometimes the path can be either open or closed. Open means an open path will start at one node and ends at the other node. Whereas closed path, it starts and ends at the same node. So your closed path is nothing but a loop. Okay. Next is a forward path. Forward path is it is the path from an input node to an output node which does not cross any node more than once. So the path has to cross or travel a node, but it should not cross any node more than once. That is the forward path. It's only in the forward direction. The path along the forward direction is nothing but the forward path. Next terminology is forward path gain. So whatever is the product of the branch gains in the direction of the forward path is the forward path gain. Loop. Loop is nothing but, I have told, it is the path which starts and ends at the same node. So it might be a self loop. Self loop in the sense starting point and end point is only same. That means it has only one branch. Okay. Whereas a loop can also be in such a way that it starts from a node and after passing through different parts of the graph, again it comes back to the same node, that is the starting point. So we will see each of these terminologies by considering an example, so wherein you will be more familiar with all these terms. So loop gain. Loop gain is nothing but the product of the gains of a loop. Last one is the non-touching loop. This is very, very important. So non-touching loop is if the loop does not have a common node, then those loops we call it as non-touching loops. So these are the few terminologies which are associated with SFG. So now let us consider an example to understand these terminologies. Coming to the first example, we have a signal flow graph which is given. You can see the variables x1, x2, x3, x4 and a branch gain which is indicated by A21, A23, A32, A42, A33, A43. So considering this signal flow graph, we will see the terminologies which we have seen for a SFG. So the first thing we'll consider is the node variables. So the node variables in this particular example is node variables. You can observe there are 4 nodes which represents a variable, that is x1, one node at x1, next is x2, next x3 and x4. So the node variables are x1, x2, x3 and x4. These are the node variables. Next we have the edges or nothing but the directed branches. So the directed branches is, say, directed branches is we have x1, x2. So that is one of the directed branch. Similarly, gain, even we have a directed branch as x2 to x3. We have a directed branch along x2 to x4. Okay, we have a branch along x3 to x4. So gain. So what is gain? Gain of this particular branch, that is from x1 to x2 is A21. Gain of the branch from x2 to x3 is A32. Similarly, gain of the branch along x2 to x4 is A42. So those are nothing but gain or the transmittance of that branch. So we can write gain, say one example I will write is A21, that is this one. Next is input node or the source. So which is the input node? So the input node, as we know that it should has only outgoing branches. So which is the node which has only outgoing branches? That is this node which is x1. So the input node or source is x1. So this x1 should have only outgoing branch. Whereas which node is the output node? Output node, which is otherwise known as sinks. So this particular output node should has only incoming branches. So if you observe, x2 you have outgoing branch, x3 also you have outgoing branch, but at x4 we have only the incoming branches. That is why our output node or sink is nothing but x4. Next is path. So path is the one we shouldn't have repeated nodes. So we will have forward path, we have feedback path. So first we will see the forward path. Okay. So forward path, so that is nothing but path from input to output. Forward path is nothing but path from input to output. So if you observe here, you have two paths. See, one path is along x1, x2, x3, x4. So all the arrows along the same direction. So the signal passes from x1 up to x4. Next you can observe there is one more forward path, that is from x1 to x2, x2 to directly to x4. Okay, that is one more forward path. So you can see the signal traveling from x1 to x2, then directly to x4. So we have two forward paths here. One is x1, x2, x3, x4, that is this one. We have one more forward path, that is x1, x2 and directly which is x4. So the next forward path is x1, x2 and x4. So this is the forward path. So what is the forward path gain? So if we consider the first path, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, we have to consider the gain along that path. So gain from x1 to x2 is A21. Okay. Similarly, from x2 to x3 it is A32, A32, and if you see here, we cannot consider this A33 because it is traveling and coming back to the same node. Will not consider it. It is next is A43. Next, related to this second path, our gain is A21 into A42. So this is our forward path gain. Then what is a loop here? So loop is nothing but a feedback path. Loop is nothing but a feedback path wherein the path starts from one node and terminates at the same node. So it can travel any number of nodes and return back to the same, or directly start with the same node and end with the same node. So either it can have many branches or it can have one single branch. So if you observe here, we have both types. Say if you see here, this is a path which has branch which has started from x3 and it has terminated at x3. Then you observe there is one more loop here, that is a branch has started from x2, traveled to x3, back to x2. So this is one more loop. So we have two loops here. Okay, we have two loops. One is that A331 loop, no, that is x3 terminating at x3. One more is which starts at x2, x3 then back to x2. So the gain of this is A32 into A23. So this particular loop wherein the branch starts and terminates at the same node, we call it as self loop. So this particular one, this particular loop, we call it as self loop. Okay, and whatever gain is there, if we consider, that becomes the loop gain. Now in the last terminology is non-touching loops. So non-touch two loops, we can say it is non-touching if they do not share any nodes or branches. So in this case we cannot say it is a non-touching loop. Why? Because this particular loop as well as this self loop, it has the same node which is x3. So these two loops share the same node which is x3. So we cannot consider these two loops as a non-touching loop. So hope this concept is the terminologies of SFG is clear by considering an example. So next we'll move on to few more examples where we can have a deep knowledge on all this SFG terminologies. So we'll see one more example, that is we have a signal flow graph which is given here. In this we need to identify the forward paths, we need to identify the loops, non-touching loops. So how many forward paths are there? So first of all, the node variables or the nodes. Node is R of S, V5, V4, V3, V2, V1 and C of S. So it is very clear that the terminal or the node which is R of S has only outgoing branches. That means to say R of S is the input node. Similarly, C of S has only the incoming branches. That means to say C of S is the output node. So other than that, the variables are R of S, V5 of S, V4 of S, V3 of S, V2 of S and V1 of S. Yes, this is nothing but this is the differential equations which is transferred to S domain, and the S domain equations are considered here. So next we'll identify the forward path. So we'll see the direction of the arrow which indicates from input node to the output node. So we have the first forward path, that is along R, V5, V4, V3, V2, V1 and C. So that means to say the gain of the first forward path is G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G7. This is the first forward path gain. Next is the second forward path is along G1, G2, G3, G4, G6 and G7. So directly from V2 to V1 we have the second branch, that is G6. So our second forward path is along R, V5, V4, V3, V2, but the path gain changes. Right now it is into G6, G7. So it is clearly given here, that is two forward paths. This forward paths gain is G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, G7, and the second one is G1, G2, G3, G4, G6, G7. So how many loops can you recognize in this particular example? So loop is, it has to start from one node, it can travel any nodes but finally reach back to the same node. So we have the first loop, you can observe here, that is V5, V4 back to V5. Okay, V5, V4 back to V5. So what is the path of that particular loop? G2 into H1. So that is indicated G2 into H1. Next we have the path which is from V3, V2 back to V3. V3, V2 back to V3 means the path is G4 into H2. That is this one, G4 into H2. Next we have one more loop, that is, you can observe here, it is from V3, V2, V1 back to V3. Okay, V3, V2, V1 back to V3. So what is the gain? It is G4, G5, H3. G4, G5, H3 is the loop gain. we have one more, that is V3, V2, V1 back to V3. But what is the gain now? Gain is G4, G6, H3. It is moving but along the different branch. So the last loop gain is G4, G6, H3. So out of this, do you have any self loops? No, there is no self loops. All the branches starts at the same node, but it has many branch. That loop has more than one branch, so it is not a self loop. Whether any loops are non-touching? Yes. So this is the first one. Say G2H1 is a loop gain which doesn't share a So we'll have the next example. So if you look at this example, we can observe that it has many loops. It has individual loop as well as self loops. So before that, we'll see which are the different variables or the nodes, and we'll identify the forward paths. Then we'll move on to the loops. So if you observe here in this SFG, we have 8 nodes, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7 and x8. So it is clear that x1 is the incoming node because it has only the outgoing branches, whereas x8 is the output node or the sink which has only the incoming branches. And so which are the forward paths? So forward paths is along x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7, x8, which has a gain of 1 into A32 into A43, A54, A65, A76. So this is the first forward path. Okay, which is the next forward path? The next forward path is along x1, x2, that is with the gain 1, A42, A54, A65, A76 and 1. So this is the gain of the second forward path. So the last forward path is along x1, x2 and directly to x7, that is 1 into A72 into 1. So this is the forward path. So we have 3 forward paths, and these are nothing but the 3 forward path gains which is represented. Next, coming to identifying the loops. So we have many loops in this particular example. Say the first loop is A32 into A23. The gain is A32 into A23. Likewise, the gain of the second loop is A43 into A34. Next is A54 into A45, A65 into A56, A76 into A67. We have a self loop with the gain A77. Other than that, we have one more loop, that is, say it is here, it goes like this, that is A72, okay, A72, A67, A56, A45, A34, A23, that is back to this. So this is one more loop. We have next loop as A72. Here the loop gain is A72, A57, A45, A34, A23. The loop can have any number of branches, but we need to take care that one node is considered only once, and it should not get crossed. So a loop shouldn't have nodes entered more than once. So if you consider here A65, A76, A67 into A56, this is not a loop because node X6 appears twice, so that we cannot consider. So next, coming to the rules we follow for the signal flow graph. Say suppose we have 2 branches, okay, 2 branches which are in parallel. So instead of representing these two as 2 separate branches with the nodes x and y, we can add the gains of those 2 branches. say we have node x and node y, the individual gain will be a plus b. So if we have say branch in series, all the gains we can multiply. That is what we have seen in our previous examples. We can consider the product of the individual gains. Next we have a isolated loop, nothing but there is a branch. We have one more branch which is a feedback having a gain minus h. So it becomes g by 1 plus gh. So the gain of the individual branch which we replace by this is g by 1 plus gh. So if you observe this, both the branches are in the same direction, whereas here it is the feedback path. That is why we have g by 1 plus gh. So this will be seen in the block diagram reduction method. Okay, how to obtain this. Next is you see a block g of s. We say suppose we have a block diagram. How do we represent it in terms of signal flow graph? Say we have a block g of s. We represent it by a branch which has a gain of g of s. Similarly, we have a summing point here. These are the three blocks with gain g1, g2, g3, and we have two output terminals taken here. So we can represent each block by a branch which is having a gain g1. Since here the signal is negative, so we write it as minus g2 of s. Similarly, here it is minus, it becomes minus g3 of s. So the block can be represented in terms of branch. So now let us consider an example, one more example of a signal flow graph, wherein we have a path which is, we have a SFG which is given, which has loops, which has input node, which has output node. So we will see which are the forward paths and how many loops are present for this particular example. So if you observe here, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, total 6 nodes. So if we want, we can indicate this nodes. We can represent the node variables. Say this is x1, this is x2, x3, x4, x5 and this is x6. Okay. So our input node is the one which has only outgoing branch. So the input node is x1, nothing but node R. Similarly, the output node is x6, which is nothing but C. So now next we'll see the forward paths and the loops. So here the forward path is along one direction. So you can see here we have two particular forward paths, not one. We have two forward paths, that is, one is straight, the other one is along G3. So we'll write the two forward paths. So we have two forward paths. Both the forward paths are, we have two forward paths. So the first forward path as well as the second forward path is along x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. But the path gain is different. So both the forward paths are along x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6. So the path gains, we should have two path gains. So path gains are, one is like this, okay, straight. The other one is in this direction. So the first path gain is G1, G4, G2, whereas the second is G1, G4, G3. So these are the two forward path gains. Okay. Next, coming to the loops. So how many loops do we have here? You can observe, this is one of our loop, that is x2, x3 back to x2. Next is x2, x3, x4, x5 back to x2. Next we have x2, x3, x4, x5 back to x2 but with the different gains. So we have loops along x2, x3, x2 and one more loop is along x2, x3, x4, x5, x2. So along this we have two loops. So for this we have one loop. So which is that one? Here the first loop related to this is having a gain, it's having a gain G1, G4, H1. Okay, this is the first loop gain. Next loop gain is, here we have two loops associated with this path. So it is G1, G4, G2 into minus H2. So it is G1, G4, G2, H2 and the next one is G1, G4, G3, H2. So this is also with a minus sign. So we have three loops. So we don't have any self loops here, and if you observe x3 is common for both the loops. Three loops also x3 node is common. So we don't have any non-touching loops in this particular example. Okay. So this is our second example. So the second example, if we observe, there are two forward paths here. One is along G1, G2, G3, G4. Next forward path is along G5, G6, G7, G8. So two forward paths we have in this particular example, that is G1, G2, G3, G4. This is the first one, and next one is having again G5, G6, G7, G8. Okay, and this is the first loop, this we have a second loop, this is third loop, this is a fourth loop. So first loop is having again G2 into H2, second loop is having again G3 into H3, third loop is having again G6 into H6, fourth loop is having again G7 into H7. So we have four loops, and if you observe, this L1 and L4 are non-touching, L1 and L3 are also non-touching, L2, L3 is non-touching, L2 and L4 are also non-touching, but we don't have any self loops here. So the loops has more than one branch. Next is properties of signal flow graph. So the signal flow graph is nothing but we use a set of algebraic equations to construct the signal flow graph, which is nothing but obtained by the differential equations of a particular system. So the signal flow graph, it is applicable only to linear systems, and a signal should always travel only in one direction. So the direction is specified by the arrows of the branch, and we have a node in the signal flow graph which we have already seen. It represents the variable or a signal. So the nodes can have incoming branch, outgoing branch, or a sum of incoming and outgoing branch. Depending on that, it is categorized as either input node, output node, or mixed node. So a branch, it indicates the functional dependence of one signal on the other. So all the signal which is the signal which we indicate by the arrow mark, it should have the gain which is represented over it. So these are the properties of a signal flow graph. So how do we convert a block diagram, given block diagram, into signal flow graph? So as you are aware that block diagram has summing points, takeoff points, it has blocks. So all the first thing what we are supposed to do is represent all the signals, variables, summing points and takeoff points of the block diagram as nodes in the signal flow graph. And whatever blocks are there, it has to be represented as branches. I have shown in the previous slides where we have seen how G of S, a block is represented as a branch. And whatever transfer function is written inside the block of the block diagram, it becomes the gain of the branches in the case of signal flow graph. Next, we have to connect the nodes as per the block diagram. If there is connection between two nodes, then we represent the gain of the branch as 1. So, for example, between the summing point and takeoff points. So, if there is no block in between, then the gain we represent it as equal to 1. So, if you see the example here, the summing points, the takeoff points, everything is represented as a node and or a variable, and all the blocks are represented by the branch. So whatever is written inside the block is represented as a gain. So this is how we convert a block diagram into a given signal flow graph. So next, let us using the given set of equations, let us construct a signal flow graph. So we see here you have variables, that is y2, y1, and gain is a12. So y2 is nothing but a12 into y1 plus a42 into y4. That means to say these are our nodes. That is y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and y6 are our nodes. So we have how many nodes? We have actually 6 nodes. And all this a12, a42, a23, it represents the gains of the branches. So what is y2? y2 is nothing but a12 into y1. So how do we represent it? How do we represent that? So y2 is a node which is equal to the sum of two signals. What is that? One is a12 into y1. That means y1 is here. This is a12. So y2 is a12 into y1 plus we have one more node, that is y4. The gain is what? The gain is a42. So this is how we need to represent. So we'll represent this particular set of equations. So as indicated, we have 6 nodes: y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and y6. So the first equation is y2 is equal to a12 into y1. So it is y2 is equal to a12 into y1 plus a42 into y4. So a42 into y4. So that is this particular node which is y2. Next, y3 is given, which is a23. y3 is a23 into y2. That means this direction is same. This is a23 into y2 plus a53 into y5. So it is a53 into y5. Next is y4 is equal to a34 into y3. So this is a34 into y3. Similarly, y5 is a45 into y4 plus a35 into y3. So it is a35 into y3, and last one y6 is a56 into y5. So given a set of equations, we should know how to draw the signal flow graph. So for that we should identify the nodes first or the variables, and we should know what are the gains of it and represent it accordingly. So this is the block diagram representation of the same signal flow graph. Last one is the Mason's gain formula, using which we can obtain the overall gain of the system. So the Mason's gain formula, it is actually used to determine the transfer function of the system from the signal provided signal flow graph. So if we consider input to the system, if we consider input to the system as R of S, and if we consider output of the system as C of S, then the transfer function we can write it as C of S by R of S. So C of S is output and R of S is the input. So we can state the overall gain of the system as T is equal to 1 by delta summation K Pk into delta K, where Pk, it indicates the forward path gain of kth forward path, and K is nothing but the number of forward paths in the signal flow graph, whereas delta is 1 minus sum of individual loop gains plus sum of gain products. I'll take it to the next slide. So delta is nothing but 1 minus sum of individual loop gains plus sum of gain products of all possible combinations of two non-touching loops minus sum of gain products of all possible combinations of three non-touching loops, and so on. So it continues with alternate plus and minus signs. So what is delta K? It is delta for that part of the graph, which is not touching the kth forward path. So this Mason's gain formula we will be familiar once we consider an example and we substitute for this formula, then we will be more familiar with this Mason's gain formula. So this is all about the theory of the signal flow graph, wherein we have seen the introduction part. We have seen few terminologies which are related to SFG. By considering an example also we have seen the different terminologies. Later we have seen the properties of signal flow graph. Next, how do we represent a block diagram in terms of signal flow graph, and finally we have seen what is the Mason's gain formula. So this completes the theory part of the signal flow graph. Thank you.